If you're thinking about moving to Greenville but don't want to live right downtown in the heart of the city, then this video is for you. Today we are breaking down 4 of the most popular suburbs around Greenville, what makes them special, what you're going to find there, and what kind of homes you can expect at 3 different price points. And as a bonus, I am going to talk a little bit more about a suburb that we haven't covered a lot on the channel so far. So at the end of the video, I'll add a 5th suburb, so be sure to stick around until the end. As always, my friends, my name is Sawyer, your friend in real estate here in the upstate of South Carolina. And it's our goal with this channel that we are your #1 resource for all the things that you need to know about the upstate of South Carolina. We aim to provide you with the most relevant, the most reliable, the most practical, and the most data-driven information that you can or can't find on the internet. If you like this information, do me a favor, shoot me an email at my email below. I would love to chat with you about what your relocation to our area could look like in the coming months. So the first suburb that we are going to talk about is Simpsonville. Simpsonville sits just south of Malden, which is just south of Greenville, and Simpsonville sits just above Fountain Inn. And it's divided into 2 zip codes, 29681 and 29680. 29681 includes areas like Five Forks, roads like Adams Mill Road, Scuffletown Road, and East Georgia Road. These are some of the most desirable areas in Greenville County from a residential neighborhood perspective. 29680 covers West Georgia Road, Standing Springs Road, Neely Ferry Road, and Harrison Bridge Road. The population of Simpsonville is right around 30,000 people, and it has surged since 2020. A lot of people are realizing that the place that they currently live isn't where they want to stay. And Simpsonville, for a lot of those folks, is at the top of their list. It's easily the most comprehensive suburb of Greenville. On Fairview Road, you've got Target, Lowe's, Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, and Stella's, which is a local restaurant. Over on Harrison Bridge Road, there's tons of new development, doctor's offices, child care centers, car washes, another Broken Egg Cafe, Culver's, and more. There's a ton of amenities here in Simpsonville right at your fingertips. Now, real estate-wise in Simpsonville, let's talk about that. In the under $400,000 range, nearly 300 properties have come to market over the past 6 months. About 200 of those were single-family homes, and just under 100 of those were townhomes. You'll find 1-story and 2-story options with primary bedrooms up or down. The homes range from 1,000 to 2,800 square feet, with an average of around 2,000 square feet for properties that have sold in that price point in the last 6 months. Now, between that $400,000 and $800,000 price point, there have been just under 300 listings as well, most averaging about 3,000 square feet. Now, that $400,000 to $800,000 price bracket is a big range, but you've got a ton of communities to choose from, like the Settlement, which is a Dreamfinders new construction neighborhood in the 29681 zip code. You've got Waverly Hall off of Five Forks Road in the 29681 zip code. And you got Holly Tree, which is a mature neighborhood surrounding Holly Tree Country Club, which is also in that 29681 zip code. And then you got neighborhoods like Stonehaven, you got Riverwalk, Five Forks Plantation. All of these are among the most sought after neighborhoods in Simpsonville. Now, over the $800,000 price point, around 60 homes have come to market in the last 6 months. These are in top tier neighborhoods like Coachman Reserve, which is a new Toll Brothers community, as well as places like Kingsbridge and Chestnut Pond. Both of those communities are gated. And then you have the coveted Maxwell Farm, which sits just outside of Stonehaven. You have Southampton, which is one of the highest regarded communities in all of Greenville County. And you also have Cobblestone. And again, these neighborhoods are not all of the neighborhoods in these suburbs. They're just a snapshot. We can't go over all the neighborhoods in the video for the sake of time. But if you have questions about specific communities or specific suburbs, please do me a favor and email me on my email below. I would love to chat with you about which suburb would be the best fit for you. So remember, Simpsonville is south of downtown Greenville, and now we're going to go north of downtown Greenville to Travelers Rest. Travelers Rest is about 15 minutes north of Greenville and has a population of around 10,000 folks. It's ideal if you want mountain views, a small town charm with a really cute main street, and easy access to outdoor recreation like hiking, Blue Ridge Mountains, so on and so forth. You've got the Swamp Rabbit Trail for biking. You got Highway 11, which is one of the more scenic drives in the Southeast. And it's a quick shot to Asheville via Highway 25. For shopping and dining in Travelers Rest, there aren't as many options there as there are in Simpsonville, but you do have a lot of good options. You got Shortfields, which is on Main Street. You got Sidewall Pizza, which is on Main Street. You also have Swamp Rabbit Brewing Company, which is a great spot to hang out after work. You also have Community Tap. And then you have the Cherrydale Plaza, which is just south of Travelers Rest, which has Lowe's Home Improvement Store. You got the Home Depot there as well. You have stores like TJ Maxx, there's a Five Guys, there's an Olive Garden. There's all the stuff that you would normally see in a shopping center. So as far as real estate goes, Travelers Rest tends to be more expensive than some of the other suburbs. In that under $400,000 range, fewer than 100 properties have come to market in the last 6 months. You'll find a mix of older single-family homes and newer townhomes in neighborhoods like Hawkins Park, Gateway Village. For single-family, there's neighborhoods like Sunny Slopes and Trails North. And between that $400,000 and $800,000 price point, inventory starts to increase. Around 135 properties have come to market in the last 6 months. Most of these are going to be single-family homes. There's a new neighborhood being built by D.R. Horton called White Hawk Meadows. There's also neighborhoods that are being built by local builders like Robertson Meadows and Kelly Farms. And Cherokee Valley, which is a golf club community just north of Travelers Rest in Tigerville. On the higher end of that $400,000 to $800,000 range, you'll find communities like Echo Grove being built by Pinestone and Briarwood Meadows. Now, in the price point over $800,000 in Travelers Rest, the most popular and well-known communities are the Cliffs at Valley and the Cliffs at Mountain Park. And if you've watched our other videos, you know we've done deep dives on both of these communities. The Cliffs is a collection of 7 communities spanning Lake Keowee and the Blue Ridge Mountains. And owning property in one community and buying into the membership at closing gives you access to all 7 of these communities. If we're looking at property outside of a community, outside of an HOA, outside of a neighborhood, you're also very likely to find homes on acreage in this price point in Travelers Rest. And you're probably gonna have mountain views to go with it. So now we've covered Simpsonville, which is south of downtown Greenville. We've covered Travelers Rest, which is north of downtown Greenville. And now let's go east of downtown Greenville to the east side of Greenville. The east side sits between Roper Mountain Road and Whitehampton Boulevard. Popular corridors or roads that you'll find on the east side are roads like Pelham Road, Batesville Road, Bowling Springs Road, and more. The population of the east side is around 30,000 folks, and it's long been one of Greenville's premier suburbs, especially for residents who value being in some of the best school systems in the Upstate, regardless of if they have children or not. We get calls all the time from people saying, "Hey Will, we really like the appeal of the east side based on what you've said in your videos, and we want to find a home here so our kids can go to those schools." Schools like Mitchell Road and Pelham Road for elementary age kids, and Riverside and Eastside and Wadehampton High School for high school age kids. Living on the east side provides you unbeatable access to places like Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, REI, Bass Pro Shops, and the shops at Green Ridge. All of these are on Woodruff Road. And you also have quick access to medical offices on Pelham Road, Roper Mountain Road, and Verde Boulevard. Plus, living on the east side will provide the quickest route to the GSP Airport and Interstate 85, though, to be fair, you can reach the airport in roughly 30 minutes from any of the suburbs that we're talking about today. On the east side, in that $400,000 to $800,000 price point, 250 properties have come to the market in the last 6 months. You'll find mostly mature single-family homes or these newer cottage-style communities with maintenance-free living options. There's not a ton of new construction here because, like I said, this area has been developed for a long time, and it has been one of the more desired areas for a long time here in Greenville. However, there is one new construction community that stands out there that I will mention here in a second. One standout option for townhomes is 1200 Pelham, which is a mature townhome community that is obviously right off of Pelham Road at 1200 Pelham Road. It's perfect for someone looking for a low maintenance lifestyle near everything, but still wants a mature looking community. Above that $800,000 price point, near 100 properties have come to market in the last 6 months. One of the more popular communities in this price point on the east side is called Thornblade. Many of these homes have basements, making the majority of the homes over 4,000 square feet, so it's not for everybody. However, there are multiple sections to Thornblade, like the Towns at Thornblade, which are master-owned main townhomes in a gated section of the club. There's the Gardens at Thornblade, which are smaller single-family homes on smaller lots that actually include lawn maintenance. Other communities worth mentioning on the east side would be places like Sugar Creek, Carisbrook, Hammett's Glen, which is a mature, well-kept single-family home community off of Batesville Road, and the new Toll Brothers community called Hudson Park, which is right off of Pelham and Hudson Road. The location of this Hudson Park community is really hard to beat. It's right beside Haywood Road, right off of Pelham Road, and really quick access to 385 if you needed to jump downtown or jump on 85 to go to work. All right, so we've gone south, we've gone east, and we've gone north. Now let's go west. So Powdersville is just southwest of Greenville in Anderson County. It's close, just a few stoplights from downtown Greenville, but it does feel much more rural than, say, Simpsonville or the east side of town. Think winding country roads, open pasture land, and a slower pace of life. There's no true downtown in Powdersville, and most homes are going to carry an Easley or a Piedmont address. My cousin actually lives here in Powdersville, and him and his family absolutely love it. Highway 135 is what cuts through Powdersville, and that kind of is Powdersville per se. The population of Powdersville is around 12,000 folks. Growth is happening here, but not necessarily at the speed of Simpsonville or Fountain Inn. That said, it has great access to Highway 135 and Interstate 85, which will connect you pretty quickly to Charlotte and Atlanta. You've got top-rated schools like Powdersville and Wren school systems, and yep, we've had multiple clients call and say, hey, we want to move to Powdersville to put our kids in those schools. Now, in that $400,000 to $800,000 price point, about 150 properties have come to market recently, as much as any suburb in this video. Communities include Yorkshire Farms by Mungo Homes, Wrenwoods, there's River Mill, there's Greystone, and there's Meadow Ridge. Now, luxury properties in Powdersville include Acadia, which you'll find on my website on the home page, also Cedar Estates by Mungo Homes, and there's River's Edge by Trust Homes. And then you have Smithfields, which is an existing community which wraps around one of the most difficult golf courses, I think, in the Upstate, Smithfields Country Club. All right, so we've talked about suburbs south of Greenville, north of Greenville, east of Greenville, and west of Greenville. And a suburb that we have not talked a lot about on the channel is Boiling Springs. Now, technically, this is a suburb of Spartanburg, but Boiling Springs and Inman, which is right beside Boiling Springs, has a ton of buzz around it. So does Spartanburg, so I thought I would mention it in the video. So Boiling Springs sits just north of Spartanburg and northeast of Greenville. It has a population of just under 15,000 folks. So you combine Boiling Springs with Inman, this is one of the fastest growing areas in the entire upstate. Spartanburg County has poured millions into civil improvements to support this boom. And if you're open to living, say, 45 minutes from Greenville, Boiling Springs should definitely be on your radar. Especially if you want to be near downtown Spartanburg, where Project Court is currently underway, which is going to be bringing new hotels, office buildings, and a new baseball stadium to downtown Spartanburg. Boiling Springs offers quick access to Interstates 85 and Interstate 26 and the business loop of Interstate 85 as well, making it a hotspot for commercial and industrial growth, which Spartanburg is seeing right now. You're also close to Costco, Target, Publix, and theaters there in Spartanburg, plus Highway 11, which we've previously mentioned in the video, and the Western North Carolina mountains are right above Boiling Springs. Now, as far as real estate goes in Boiling Springs, under $400,000, this is where you'll find the most inventory of any suburb we've mentioned other than Simpsonville. The sweet spot in Boiling Springs, I think, is right between $325,000 and $400,000. There's tons of new construction from national builders like D.R. Horton and Stanley Martin to reputable local builders like Enchanted Construction. Neighborhoods to put on your radar would be Pine Valley, Zanes Creek, where we've sold a few houses, Glen Lake, and Providence Farm. Between $400,000 and $800,000, there's less inventory in Bowling Springs. Under 100 properties have come to market here in the last 6 months in that price bracket, but there's some solid options, which include the coveted Woodfin Ridge community, which surrounds the Woodfin Ridge Golf Club. And then you also have Orchard Valley by Dreamfinders, Canyon Creek, and the cottages at Turtle Creek. So I hope all of that information was helpful in helping you determine which suburb is best for you. And if you are thinking about relocating to our area, I would love to be the realtor that you choose to work with. So please do me a favor. Email me at my email below or shoot me a text at my cell phone number below. I would love to start that conversation and get you and your family here to South Carolina. And as always, my friends, my name is Will Sawyer, your friend in real estate here in the upstate of South Carolina. And until next time, stay safe. Well, this video is going to be about Greenville County, the upstate of South Carolina. Great thing to do and easily in the evening. I'm a local real estate expert here in the area. All the time, we're right behind me is a really cool place called Freight Yard.